Did he fire 7 or did he fire 8? Loving tribute to Mr. Hickok 45. Turns out he fired 8 because this is the 8-shot Ruger LCR X 3-inch. What is up, everybody? Kent Hauer, Green Mountain Defense. I've got something I can't believe I have in my hand, seeing as they just announced it like, I don't know, yesterday. Ruger, we love you. This is the Ruger LCR X in 22 long rifle. When Ruger first introduced this gun, they introduced the LCR X series with the 3-inch barrel, the adjustable sights, and the ramp sight in a 5-shot 38. And everybody said, oh my God, that's going to be an amazing kit gun. And it's a 38. And collectively, the entire gun world could be heard letting out a large, loud groan. Nobody needs a 5-shot 38 kit gun. You know what we do need, though, is we need an 8-shot 22 long rifle, 22 long, 22 short, 22 bird shot, just a general purpose 22, and a revolver is a perfect way to do it. Smith & Wesson makes the 917, the kit gun series in these, and they're $1,000 guns. Ruger's coming in at a price point right now. These can be found on the shelves for $450 if you can find one on the shelves. I swear to God, I'm pretty certain I have the first one in Vermont. I digress. I've got no time with this gun. I've got 0 rounds downrange. You're going to get to see our first impressions of it. You're going to get to see me work a target down here. Don't have a holster for it, so this is going to be just quick and dirty. But I was so psyched to have this that I just wanted to get it to you. Just real quick, we'll go over features. It does have a Hogue overmolded kind of tamer grip. It does have a external hammer. It is double and single action. The double action is a little stiffer than that of the regular LCRs. It does have that same recoil reduction cam in it, but truth be told, this is a 22 trigger, and it does have to have a lot of pressure to set off that rimfire cartridge. So the trigger isn't what you're going to expect out of the rest of your 22 series, or the rest of your LCR series guns. Cylinder holds 8 rounds. It's got a 3-inch barrel. Got a ramp front sight that is pinned and removable, and it's got a adjustable for windage and elevation rear sight from Ruger. We're gonna run Federal bulk 22 LR out of it today. We're gonna tell you what we think of that ammo, see how it runs. I'm gonna be doing it 8 rounds at a time, so it's gonna have to be quick. But this is a gun for me that I'm just so psyched to have in the inventory. It's going to make a great kit gun. For those of you who are unaware, I keep saying this term kit gun. You don't know what that means. A kit gun is a gun that's meant to be put in a bug out kit or a get home kit, maybe in a backpack, that kind of thing. Because you can take and have yourself 100 rounds of 22 right here, and this little 17-ounce polymer frame gun that weighs nothing, and slide all this together in a nice little kit, a backpack, and leave it there for a rainy day. You never know, you might have to feed yourself or your family in a situation. You might need this for last-ditch self-defense. It's a great little gun to throw in a tackle box, in a fishing kit, leave in your ATV. I don't advocate leaving guns in vehicles, but if you're going to always have a gun in your truck, this makes a nice little setup for that. And it should be a fun little shooter. Stay tuned. Let's see how we can hit with it. All right, first 8 shots. I'm over here at, well, now I'm at 15 yards. Let's see how these run. This thing's a nice little shooter. Very nice little shooter. I can see myself warming up to this. All right, we're gonna go single action this time. Let's see how we can shoot single action. Test the trigger there. Oh my God. What a nice single action trigger that has. All right, I'm gonna set up another camera angle and keep rolling. Man, I'll tell you what, those first couple of 24 shots down there at 15 yards, that was child's play. I'm gonna run it back here from 25 yards, give that thing a fighting chance. You know, I got to commend Ruger on these LCRs they've been putting out. I'm just going to walk right up and show you this. That ramp front sight right there that they run on these guns is a phenomenal front sight as far as a factory front sight goes. I don't have the best eyes. I'm a pretty good shooter, but you know, my eyesight isn't fantastic, as you can see by these big thick glasses I wear. And I got to tell you something. They are pretty darn easy to see on these white front painted sights. Gotta love having 8 rounds of 22 in a revolver. That's a nice touch too, especially being this small. This thing, typical Ruger LCR fashion, this thing does have a bit of a rattle to it even when it's empty, but who cares? Ooh, got to love it. Nice little ejector there with the ejector star. That works pretty good. It is possible to stroke the ejector too far and actually get a rim of a cartridge behind the actual ejector star. So that's something to keep in mind. Boy, is this a fun little gun. Fun little gun. Go for single action. Already getting used to that trigger. There you go. I would say stroke that plunger about just that far and you'll get most of those rounds out. Somehow we managed 48, which means we got 2 more to go out of 50. There they go. Awesome. That's the first 50 rounds out of that gun. And I'm having a debate with myself. It's really hard to decide. Should I pop open another 50 rounds? Oops. Oh well, I guess I opened another 50 round box and I have to shoot it 50 more times. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Nice thing about a revolver like this, I mean, people don't realize it, but there's a lot of variations of 22 ammo. There's 22 long, 22 short, 22 long rifle, 22 crimp blank, 22, let's see what else. Oh, there's all the bird shot loads. There's a lot of different variations. And typically, this revolver should technically be able to run your shorts, your longs, your low velocity stuff, your high velocity stuff, your quiet 22 ammo that may not cycle a semi-auto as well, but it'll certainly this revolver will cycle just fine on any of that 22 ammo. So if you're like me and you got a whole safe full of your daddy's old 30-year-old 22 ammo and you don't know what to do with it, this is a great investment. Because you can shoot that ammo up safely. Without having to sit here and worry about whether or not it'll cycle or run reliably. That's always been something I've liked about a 22 revolver. I debated with myself about getting a 22, like a bolt action rifle or a lever action rifle, and I might still do that at some point, but this is just the perfect way to keep the kit together, maybe keep it in your bag at all times, and now you got a great little tool to come out to the range with. And you know, if you can get 25-yard silhouette hits with this about 10-pound double action 22 LR trigger, you can probably hit a silhouette at 25 yards with just about any gun you can get in your hand. Alright, now we're just going to do some kind of up drills from a compressed ready position. Just kind of work the... Yeah, nice and quick transitions. There we go. What do we have here? Oh, go figure. We have a bad round of Federal Bulk 22. See if we can get him to detonate on his next attempt through the gun. There we go. He got 2 primer strikes. It took 3 to get him to go off. But that's to be expected with Bulk 22 ammo. It's just something you got to get used to. Alright, those first drills went kind of nice. I'm going to do just double taps from the high compressed ready now. And again. Nice. And again. And again. Pacha. Man, I tell you what, this thing's becoming a fast favorite of mine. I'm a sucker for 22s, man. I always have been. I love that little Ruger Mark IV I got. And I think pretty much every time Ruger comes out with a new 22 for the rest of my life, I'm probably going to own it. This is exactly what I was looking for in a 22 kick gun. I've been hoping they would make this thing for ever since they came out with that LCR 38 and the LCR X. I might be the reason they made this gun, because I sent them an email on it. Who knows? What should I do next? Maybe failure drill, non-standard response from the high compressed ready. Eight rounds, not 9. 8 rounds. I'll say it again. 8-round capacity. I can't help myself. We're going to do another 50 rounds. Why not? Yes, sir. 8 at a time. We are having some fun. That's interesting. The transition from double action to, or from single action to double action gives me the... I'm going to keep doing that. As with most revolvers, I'm finding that the more time I spend on this trigger, the trigger has a halfway point, so you can really... Yeah, you can stage that trigger pretty much, maybe as much as halfway or 2/3 of the way back. So the trigger's gonna roll, 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 and right here I could stop and then continue my way through the trigger press. And it's definitely a pretty easy trigger to prep and manage. You can kind of prep that trigger. Now from single action to double action, you can almost catch this trigger in the reset. So if you want to, you can run this double action revolver trigger. You can get that pace up pretty high, and I'm no Jerry Michalak, but you can certainly get it moving pretty good. Not that that's really what this gun's for, but nice to know you can do it. I'm going to keep focusing on that trigger, see if I can figure it out a little bit better for you guys. Now, what happened to me that time was if you get too fancy and you try to prep that trigger too much, you end up rotating the cylinder past your round, and you actually end up getting a kind of a misfire. So that's why I had that one round that it took me a couple trigger presses to go find. I knew that had happened to me. Gun locks up real nice when you drop the hammer and hold the trigger back. The cylinder locks up real nice. It's got good tight cylinder lock up. Does have a little bit of a rattle. I don't know what that rattling is, but it's just like the other LCRs. Loving it. Here we go. Last two rounds. This is number 149 and 150. So we've already got 150 rounds out of this little gun. That didn't take long, did it? Let's go have a seat at the bench and talk this over a little bit. I'm pretty excited about it. Alright, so 150 rounds downrange. You guys got to see the target. We did work from 25 yards, 15, and 7 yards. The trigger is absolutely a nice double action trigger. It is an LCR trigger. You can tell it has that reduction cam in it. It's not as good as the trigger in your LCR, any other LCR. So just get that out of your head right now. If you think this is going to have the exact same trigger as the 38 or the 357 or the 9mm or the 327 or the other 22 or the 22 mag, well, it might have the same trigger as the 22 and the 22 mag, but it's not going to have the same trigger as the centerfire calibers. That is for certain. Ruger did a nice job with this platform. I mean, it's really a nice, simple, black, very easy to use, very easy to operate, very no frills, 22 LR 3-inch kick gun. And I think they're going to sell a boatload of these. These make a great first revolver for a young man or a young lady. They make a great 22 LR kit gun that you can run in a tackle box, in a get-home bag, in a vehicle. Be a good pest control piece for around your property, you know, if you want to stoke it full of some rat shot and take out the... As a matter of fact, I know exactly what I'm going to use this thing for here coming up soon. We might even do a video on it called Kent's Pigeon Revenge. So far, I have taken the lives of 21 pigeons at the Green Mountain Defense compound over the last 3 years. And this guy might just get added to that rotation. Nice 22 LR with a 22 rat shot is the perfect medicine for shooting pigeons in the barn. And this one might claim the lives of a couple pigeons. Listen, this is not a super duper awesome kick-ass self-defense whiz-bang gee-whiz firearm that you're going to use to stop the Nazi invasion of World War VII. What it is, however, is it's a great plinking, great fun firearm. It does serve a purpose in a kit or a specific application, and certainly we can appreciate that, and I'm very happy Ruger made it. Go out, get your hands on one, shoot one. If you want to come take a class with us, we'll let you shoot this one. Check us out, www.greenmountaindefense.com. Facebook at Green Mountain Defense, YouTube at Green Mountain Defense. As always, like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Just real quick, if you guys don't know, we're offering 1 free month of Second Call Defense, self-defense protection plans and insurance there. So if you check out the description to this video, you'll see a link to our affiliate link to them where you can get 1 free month of Second Call Defense. And check out their website through our affiliate link on this and learn all about self-defense insurance and protection. You never know when you might need it, and you certainly don't want to be left out in the cold. As always, be trained, be safe, God bless. Thanks a lot, everybody. Green Mountain Defense out.